The last 2 to 3 years, I've used cold email to book myself and my clients over 1,000 appointments. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can do something similar and scale your own business like we've done for our clients using cold email. So I'll walk you through the 3 simple steps that we use to book ourselves appointments, and make sure you stick around until the end of the video because step number 3 is one that everyone seems to miss. Let's get right into it. Okay, so here's how I booked over 1,000 appointments with cold email and the 3 steps that we've did to actually book this many amount of appointments with cold email. And here's some of the results that we've gotten for the 1,000 appointments. You can see Debug here generated 270K in 8 months. Renee from First Rank booked over 60 meetings, closed 10 new clients. Drew booked 15 meetings, closed multiple deals. Matthias booked 25 meetings, closed 3 deals. So this stuff actually works. The appointments that we do book using this method that I'm going to teach you in this video results in actual deals and hard cash collected for our clients. So I'm going to break it down step by step so you can just copy this method that we use and apply it in your own business. So pretty much, the first step is volume. And I used this step personally to almost 5x my calls this past week. So pretty much, I was sending like, I think 200 to 300 emails a day for my own agency. I got to a point where it's a long story, but I stopped focusing on sales and marketing and focused more on fulfillment. But I recently got back into sales, and you can see here, this is a few weeks ago. I had 1, 2 calls that whole week. That whole week, I had 2 calls, two. And then I ended up buying all these email accounts. Literally, I think I would have 10x'd my volume. And now, this is just from Monday through Wednesday. This is the entire week. I had this today. The day I'm recording this is Wednesday, so it's this day right here. I already had 9 calls this week and potentially even like 11 or 12 at the end of this week. The week isn't even over. And so you can see here, I went from 2 calls this entire week a few weeks ago to literally 9 before Wednesday or 9 on Wednesday. And so this is very, very powerful. And by the way, I say 9 because it's one, I'm not counting some of these are client calls, but I literally booked 9. This guy would have been 10, but he canceled. But booked 9 calls, right? So literally, I used this step to almost 5x the amount of calls I booked. So this is very, very important because, let me go to the next page. When it comes to volume, Hormozy has a saying where he says, volume negates luck. And in my opinion, if you're sending out cold emails in 2025, you absolutely need to be sending out 500 emails a day minimum. 500 a day minimum, because the more volume that you have, the faster you can test different offers and value propositions. You can test out different industries, and you can just scale what works. So you need to be like, I'm telling you this as a fucking crucial step of booking appointments. You need to be sending at least 500 emails a day minimum, and that's on the low end, man. Like, I'm sending over like 2.5K a day right now, and even that I don't even consider that many. So you need to be sending minimum 500 a day. So what I want you to do to actually send 500 a day, buy 13 domains and 2 email accounts each per domain. If each of those email accounts send like 22 or 24 messages a day, you'll be at over 10K cold emails a month, which is pretty decent, right? And again, volume negates luck. The more volume that you have, the more likely it is that you're going to succeed, right? Imagine cold emails like a door-to-door salesman, right? If you're a door-to-door salesman, eventually, if you just keep knocking on fucking doors and going from door to door to door to door to door, you're going to find someone that buys. It's simple. Like it's just probability. It's simple. The more doors you knock on, the more likely it is you're going to be succeeding. So again, volume negates luck. Send over 500 emails a day minimum. And then watch this. I'll show you what the power of doing some type of volume like this is actually capable of. So imagine this, right? Let's say you buy the 13 domains, you buy the 2 email accounts per domain, and you send out 10,000 cold emails a month. And this is just the math, right? Let's say you send out 10,000 cold emails a month, you get a 1% reply rate, which is 100 replies. And out of those 100 replies, say 10 people, you get 10 people reply interested, so 10% positive reply rate. And out of those 10, let's say you book 6 calls, right? Not bad for 10,000 cold emails, that's okay. Then what you do is you're like, okay, well, I clearly see what works. So how do I actually get more calls booked? Well, I just send out more emails. And so you go from 10,000 cold emails a day or a month to 30,000 cold emails a month. And let's say you keep everything the same. You don't optimize anything. You don't optimize your offer, your list, any of that. And you still get a 1% reply rate. You still get a 10% positive reply rate. You literally 3x your calls because you've 3x the amount of volume. You went from 6 calls booked to 18 calls booked. So again, 3x the volume to 3x your calls. Once you figure out what works, and I'll go over all the other stuff on what actually works to book these appointments later on. But once you figure out the actual step that works, you just need to send more volume. Like, guys, I cannot tell you this enough because I made this mistake. I had, and I still have, a great offer. I'm still booking calls, but what I realized was I wasn't reinvesting back into booking more calls. I was sending like 7,000, 8,000 emails a month for fucking months on end, like literally like half a year. And it wasn't until recently where I was talking to somebody and they told me, hey, like, why are you stuck at the same level? Is there any reason why you haven't been scaling? Because, me and this guy have a frequent conversation, one of my friends, and he wasn't saying in a derogatory way, but he was like, why, you've told me you've been stuck at the same amount. Like, why is that? And I told him, yeah, man, like, I mean, I just kind of need more calls. And he literally just told me, well, Aryan, how can you get more calls booked? And then I thought of it logically. I was like, well, I mean, I'm still booking calls from sending out, 7,000 emails a month. And he's like, why don't you just send more volume? And literally, I implemented that. And boom, just like that. Now we're booking all these like 10 calls a week almost. More than that, probably. And so once you have like a winning product with cold email, just send out more volume. It's so easy, man. So please, number one is volume. That's how we booked over 1,000 meetings. By the way, guys, if you want this presentation and all other exclusive guides that I have inside of that I've made before, join my free school community below. I have stuff like 5 cold email scripts designed to book you calls instantly, 5 plug and play AI workflows, 3 subject lines that book you calls. Like all this stuff is free and it's all literally plug and play. I've designed and made it so that it's all plug and play. You'll get access to all these guides as well as this presentation. So if you're interested, join my free school community and you can get access. So number 2 is copywriting. So once you have the volume, you have to understand when it comes to copy that you need to understand your customers at your core, right? You have to understand, and this is just simple marketing. This isn't like a cold email a specific thing. This is just simple marketing. What are your desires of your customers? What are their pain points? How does your offer fit into all of this so that they ultimately respond to your message and they buy from you, right? I like to use this marketing bridge framework. Your offer or your end result that you provide someone is the castle. Your customers are on the mainland. Now, marketing is literally building a bridge to get them into your castle on your island. And so your bridge, how you build it, has to be in a way that makes them want to cross it, right? And the way that you make them want to cross it is by understanding them at their core, understanding what their desires are, understanding what their pains are, understanding what they see and how to live their day to day. How do you stand out in versus every other cold email in their inbox, and ultimately what makes them want to cross that bridge. I cannot stress this enough. Like literally, you have to understand that you need to know who you're sending out your cold emails to. You need to know what pain points they have. You need to know what they've tried before. What they struggle with, what they want to get, what their desires are. You have to understand this. And I'm saying this because recently, I'm not saying I'm like a big star or nothing, but I am now building my personal brand, and I've gotten to the point now where I'm getting emails. So it's a weird situation to be in. I was the one sending out cold emails, pitching my stuff. Now that I've sort of like built a brand in the cold email niche, I'm getting cold emails, and I see the rubbish out there. It's bad because they don't understand the pain points I have or desires I have. And so I highly urge you. This is probably the most important step out of all of them. Understand your customers, do market research, and really try to see how your offer can solve their pains or get them to achieve a desire that they have. So really dig deep on this, because the 3 tips I can give you here is pretty simple, but really like the biggest one is probably number 1, which is speak their language. Focus on the benefits and solutions that you offer, and ones that directly address your specific pains and desires. Because again, you cannot get them to buy from you if you don't understand them. So please do market research, understand them, understand their pain points, their desires, and how your offer fits into it all. And also speak on the topic of speaking their language. Also, write the email like how they would in their industry, right? If you're reaching out to, let's say, dental clinics, instead of saying, hey, we'll get you more leads, you can say, we'll get you more inquiries, right? Even if it's a subtle difference, like something subtle as leads versus inquiries, the dental clinic might not say leads, but they might say inquiries, right? So speak their language, understand their pains and desires. I keep saying this over and over because this is a very important step. Second thing is keep it stupid simple. Again, nobody has the time to read your fucking encyclopedia. Just make sure your copy is easy to understand, make it so that they can scan it in less than 15 seconds. I always say this on my channel. If you've watched other videos of mine, Keep it 75 words or less, and keep it in a 7th grade reading level or less. That's it. So make sure you keep it stupid simple. And then finally, show your proof, right? Use your case studies, use your testimonials, and just literally ram it down their fucking throat. Like, just showcase as much as you can over your case studies and testimonials. Because the reason is cold traffic does not trust you. So to establish some sort of trust, they want to see more social proof. Because you have to imagine if you got a cold email, and let's say your services are $3K a month, and somebody cold emails you about their $3K a month services, right? Would you immediately buy from them? No, you wouldn't. You'd be like, okay, well, have you done this before in the past? Like, you just emailed me, you're a stranger. Why should I trust you? Why should I even buy from you? And that's the exact same thing with the prospects. They're not going to just buy from you just because, like, oh, I do ads or I do SEO or I do whatever. No, you have to show case studies and you have to show testimonials and proof so that they can see that, okay, this guy is clearly, like, he's done this in the past before and I'm willing to trust him. So that's the 3 tips I can give you on copy. And then finally, number 3, this is the most overlooked one. If copy was very important, this one is overlooked. It's just testing. So everyone misses this step. Instead, they just blast out emails without actually seeing what works for the target market. You should test in order: offers, pain points, different markets and job titles, and CTAs. Literally in that order. The offer is the most important thing you should test. And after that, you can test out pain points. After that, if that doesn't work, try different markets and different job titles. And after that, you can test out CTAs. As for the actual testing process, follow this graph below. So I have this graph. Let's say you have a list of 1.5K prospects. Here's how I will test it. Again, you want to test offer. Let's say all of these are sending, you have 3 offers, offer A, B, C, and all of them are sending 5. You have 1.5K prospects. You split it up in 3, and you send 500 emails each of a different offer. Now, if I was looking at this, it's clear that offer C got the most replies and booked the most calls, right? So obviously, scale offer C. No, it's not rocket science, but sometimes it can be confusing because, and I'll move myself here, if it's not obvious which angle works, just go in terms of the angle that either A, booked you the most calls, if you didn't book any calls from any of the angles, got the most positive responses. If you didn't get any positive responses, just do the one that got the most replies. Go in that order. And again, you want to test offers first, then you want to test pain points, then you want to test like different job titles and different industries, and you want to test CTS. But always test offers first, and just scale the ones that either get you the most calls, or get you the most positive replies, or get you the most replies in general. That's how you should test it. But yes, that's the testing thesis. So ladies and gentlemen, how I booked 1,000 appointments. It's pretty simple. I'm just going to boil it down for you. You just want to send a lot of volume, send at least 500 emails a day minimum, using many domains and accounts. More emails equals more chances to get calls. Write simple emails, talk like your customers, address their pain points and desires, keep it short and easy to read, and write in terms of their benefits. And then finally, just test what works. Try different offers, try different messages, see what books the most calls, and just do more of that. It's pretty simple, right? So send a lot of volume, write simple emails, test what works. Done. And I promise you, you can get similar results. And if you want someone to do this all for you, you can click the link below to book a call with me and speak with me to see if we're a good fit and we can actually help you out. Again, here's some of the results we've gotten for our clients. And if you are interested, just book a time below. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.